All right, so today we're going to be talking about using the slope formula. This first part in blue, I do want you to copy down. That tells us when we're going to use the slope formula. We use the slope formula to find slope when given 2 points or ordered pairs. So anytime that they give you 2 ordered pairs or 2 points on a graph, you can use the slope formula. This method will be the preferred method in Algebra 1 and is the alternative to drawing your own table. If you remember from Friday when we had 2 ordered pairs, we drew a table and we found the slope. Well, this is just another way by using the slope formula. And when you get to Algebra 1, your algebra teacher probably is not going to go off to the side and draw a table. They're just going to use the formula. All right, so what I want everybody to do is look at your formula chart. Find slope of a line on your formula chart. Find slope of a line on your formula chart. Did you find it? Top section, third item down. That is your slope formula. Write that in your notes, please. Write the slope formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to find the slope from the following 2 points. Do you see how my slide is, I know it's not centered, but how that purple line kind of divides it to 2 sides, left and right? Envision your paper just folded in half. We're going to do the example on the left half of your paper, and on the right half, we're going to actually write the steps, so that way you have them to refer back to. Okay? So on the left-hand side of your paper, I need you to write those 2 ordered pairs for me. 2, 2, and negative 5, 4. Okay, so now on the left-hand side, or excuse me, the right-hand side, we're going to write our steps. So step 1 is to label which points will be set number 1 and set number 2. So you're actually copying down these directions, so that way when you need to look back at your notes, you have the directions that tell you what to do for each step. All right, so now that we've copied step 1, let's go to the left-hand side and let's actually do step 1. So if we remembered, our formula had numbers like y2, y1, x2, x1. All right, well, if we go over to our ordered pairs, we know that every ordered pair has an x and a y value, right? Every ordered pair has an x and a y value. But we need to decide which ordered pair is going to be x1, x2, y1, y2. Well, the easiest thing is just the first one. Let's make it x1, y1. The second ordered pair, we can call that x2, y2. So there we have completed step 1. We labeled which points are going to be x and which points x1, y1, and x2, y2. There's our first step. Next, for step 2, we're going to write the formula. So copy those directions, write the formula. And again, where can we find the formula? On our formula chart. So if we go write the formula now, if we complete step 2, m is equal to, what is that formula? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now we know slope of a line is change in y over change in x, right? Guys, this is the same thing. If I need to find out how far something is changing, I could subtract the difference, right? Well, right here, I'm subtracting my y's. That's the same thing as change in y. If I'm subtracting my x's, That's the same thing as the change in x. We're just getting really specific, talking about certain ordered pairs. All right, step 3. Step 3 says we are going to substitute the numbers into the formula. All right, so now let's go and complete step 3. Change my pen color back to red. So I'm going to substitute in the numbers. First we have y2. Which value did we label y2?
4.
4, very good. Comes right here, y2. 4 minus what value is y1? 2. Over what value is x2? Negative 5. Minus what is x1? 2. So now we've substituted the numbers into the formula. And the last step is going to be to solve and simplify. So if we were to solve this, what is 4 minus 2? 2. What is negative 5 minus 2?
3.
Think about integer rules. Remember, when you subtract integers, it's the same thing as adding the opposite. The opposite of 2 is a negative 2. So now I have negative 5 plus a negative 2. That gives you a negative 7. Yes?
You did y2 minus x1.
Y1. Y1 is right here.
Oh,
They just so happen Y1 and X1 were the same number.
so what do you do with those? How do you get
Okay, so let me get some highlighters here. Let me show you. Okay, so my Y2 right here, that I got the 4, is from Y2 right there. Okay? Now, my Y1 is my highlighter right here, Y1, which is my 2. And I subtracted.
Oh, okay.
And then I did the same for X's. Yes?
Does it matter what values of y1 and y2?
No, it does not. As long as you're consistent. All right. Now, if I have 2 over negative 7, what does that simplify to? It makes it a negative, right? Because positive divided by a negative gives me a negative. And then does 2/7 simplify? No. So my final answer is negative 2/7. My final answer is negative 2/7. And that's all there is to the formula. Guys, you already know how to do this. On Friday, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make my table. We did this same thing on Friday. I took my ordered pairs 2, 2, negative 5, and 4. We found the change in y, which was a plus 2, the change in x, which was a minus 7. We still got 2 over negative 7. The same thing we got right here. Like I said, this is just an alternative method, but it is the preferred method when you get to Algebra 1. So today, we're going to practice doing everything with this slope formula, so that way when we get to Algebra 1, it's familiar to us. Okay? All right, let's try another one. All right, write these 2 ordered pairs.
On the same paper? Or just
Same paper. Just skip a space. Another ordered pairs. What's step 1 to do? Label them. What's going to be x1, y1, x2, y2? All right.
y2 is 3.
X1. Oop, I made that into the wrong letter. this would be y1, x2, y2. What's our next formula? Put it away, please. Whatever you have. It's distracting the lesson. Okay, so then what's my step 2? Write the formula. All right, what is the formula, everybody? I need everybody. I can't hear you. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we wrote the formula. Now we're just going to substitute into the formula. What value is y2? 3. Minus what value is y1? 9. Very good. Over what value is x2? Negative 5. Minus what value is x1? 3. Anybody have any questions where we pulled those numbers from? They're right there from where we labeled, okay? Up here. Those are my x and y ones. These are my x and y twos. All right, now let's simplify. What is 3 minus 9? Negative 6 over negative 5 minus 3. Negative 8. Very good. We're standing at negative 5. I'm taking away 3. I go down to negative 8. All right. 2 negatives simplify to what? A positive. So I know my final answer is going to be positive. And then can I simplify 6 over 8? What can I simplify it to? 3/4. I could divide by 2. And I know it's a positive 3/4. Negative 6 divided by negative 8. Positive 3 divided by 4. All right, one more for you to try on your own in your notes. You try it. Pause the video, see if you can do it on your own. All right, so first thing, we write the formula. Excuse me. We're working it out now. Formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 should be 8 minus y1, which is 6. x2 is negative 5 minus negative 10. When we simplify that, what is 8 minus 6? 2. Negative 5 minus negative 10. Remember, when you're dealing with integers, subtracting integers, we add the opposites. There's add. The opposite of negative 10 is a positive. So I get a 5. Check it on your calculator. Negative 5 minus negative 10. Yeah, calculator will do it. So your final answer is 2/5. All right. For those of you online, if you'll open up tonight's homework while I pass it out to those on the campus, and we will do the first problem together. No, you may not. Because number 1, I'm still teaching, and number 2, somebody might be ahead of you in line. All right, number 1. What's the first step I need to do? I need to what? Label the points. So x1, y1, x2, y2. See if I make it a little bit bigger. All right, next step, what do we do? Write the formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Very good. Substitute the numbers into the formula. All right, what is y2? 4 minus y1, 6 over x2 minus x1. All right, now we're ready. Step 4, solve and simplify. 4 minus 6 is negative 2 over 11 minus 16. And that simplifies to positive 2 over 5.
So whenever they're both negative, it will simplify to positive.
Yes, because negative divided by negative gives me a positive answer. All right, now let's figure out how to do this worksheet. The question is, what net cannot be used to catch fish? Well, I need to go find this answer at the bottom. Can you find 2/5?
Yeah.
Hopefully you found it right here. T. So that means the answer to number 1 is T. So up at the top, wherever I see a number 1, what am I going to put? The letter T. When you solve all this, you will be able to answer the question of what net cannot be used to catch fish.